So Trump, while characterizing the Iranians as very reasonable, says that Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is a very difficult guy. Okay, I'm just going to be clear. One of these countries has been flying sorties next to the United States and putting the lives of its own soldiers at risk next to the United States. One of these countries has been trying to kill American soldiers. So probably we should, be a little bit more measured in our critiques of our allies. The one thing I will say with regard to the president and the vice president and the signals they are sending, if you keep sending the signal to a terror-backing regime that chants death to America, that you want to deal with them so badly that you're going to tell our allies in the region to stand down, you are giving them an enormous amount of forward momentum. And that is a huge mistake that should not be done. And I hope that the president does not do that.
You'll notice big picture that there is no distress at the truly harmful effect to the United States of this war, to the American economy, to our ability to project legitimate power, assuming there are times when you do need to project legitimate power around the world, in the Middle East specifically. The deaths of, well, we don't know the real number. The number is 13, according to Grok, of Americans in this war. Is that the real number? No, it's not the real number, actually. What is the real number? We don't know. We will at some point know. But Americans have died for Israel in this war. No concern about that at all. The concern is that Trump isn't being appropriately respectable to a foreign head of state. He's not showing enough respect or deference to a guy who runs a tiny country of 9 million people, an apartheid state with no natural resources at all, from which we derive nothing. It's only an expense. Israel's side of the ledger is just bright red. We're not getting anything out of this at all. And Trump is treating him like the junior partner he is in negotiating with a real country, Iran, and that's what just sends this guy into orbit. But you'll notice that's not enough to just say, like, how dare you criticize Netanyahu? How dare you? Because his real interest, of course, is not in the United States. It's in Israel, obviously. It's not a slur or slander or blood libel. It's just like demonstrable from watching the guy. Come on now. Stop lying. That's all you care about. Fine, but let's not lie about it. But it's not enough just to make that case. You also have to get self-righteous and, they're risking their lives for what? The second this war started, they used it as a pretext to steal land in a neighboring country, Lebanon. They used our money and our military and the lives of our service members to steal more land? Okay. That literally happened. It's happening now. And guess who paid for it? We did. Has Israel and the United States spent more money defending Israel in the last 100 days? Oh, that's an easy one. We have. We're paying for their self-defense. We pay almost half of their entire military budget, one way or the other. So don't lecture me about how we owe you something. Are you kidding? And then to the question of whether or not Israel's our ally. In what sense? If Americans die, if the nation gets poorer, if pressing problems in the United States are ignored in favor of theoretical problems, ideological problems, or Israel's problems thousands of miles away, if your average senator is more concerned about Islamic jihad than homelessness or housing prices in America, and that is true, how are they an ally? The Israeli intelligence service had foreknowledge of 9/11, which they did, according to the American FBI. How is that an ally? You know it's coming and you don't tell us? That's what the FBI said. That's not an anti-Semitic conspiracy theory. That's a provable fact because there are photographs from September 10th of Mossad operatives mocking the burning of the World Trade Centers. And you can look them up if you want. And Fox News at one point, right after 9/11, ran that package. Wouldn't do that now. The point is not to attack Israel. The point is to attack the idea that this is an ally. There's nothing allied about that. Dependency breeds resentment. People who take welfare hate the government. Adults who take money from their parents resent their parents. Like, dependency always causes resentment, and they resent us. I get it. That's our fault, not theirs, by the way. Many times today, I got texts from people, including in the government, saying, I hope this works, but there's no way, honestly, that we can stay at peace as long as we maintain this relationship with Israel. And there are no signs, despite Trump's theatrics about not liking Bibi, By the way, nobody likes Bibi, including Mrs. Bibi. So that's not like a unique position, right? He's insufferable, and everyone knows that. Just like after the 12-day war last June, we took out their nuclear sites and we're done. But of course, everybody who follows this knew then this is just preparatory to a regime change effort, which it was, right? It took till February, but it happened.
Ben Shapiro is not pro-America. He's been exposed. He's been exposed for what he is. He's Israel first. The fact that he doesn't want America to get out of this war, and because it's hurting Americans financially, the fact that he doesn't want that is like, we don't need to hear any more from Ben Shapiro. So I mean, he has to lay off people because his platform is not getting engagement anymore. So the American people are telling you what side of history to be on. Right now we have a ceasefire, but that doesn't mean anything. This is temporary. So they're not bombing Iran right now, but Israel is still bombing Lebanon. That was June 20th to June 22nd. They're still bombing Lebanon. So yeah, they're not bombing Iran, but they're bombing Lebanon. And that's a part of the deal. You think they're going to stop? You got cheerleaders like Ben Shapiro that are trying to root the shit on. It's like, we need to get out of the Israel business. That business is over. We need to just let them fight their own wars. But here's the problem. They have nuclear weapons. The moment we stop supporting them, the moment they get desperate, they would drop a nuclear weapon. And then if they did that, all hell breaks loose. This is what happens when you let the busters get too much involved. They're too much involved right now. I always take it back to a basketball analogy. If you let a buster get too much involved, he's going to take the game-winning shot and smoke it. He is. If you let him get the ball and he throws up a lucky-ass hook shot and the shit drops, best believe if the game is tied, he's going to get the rebound, go coast to coast, smoke it, and lose it. That's what Israel is like to us. We let them get too much involved, and now they're trying to hit the game-winning shot. We don't want that business anymore. We need to get completely out of it. I mean, the gas prices are starting to drop right now because the strait is open. So that's a good sign for Americans. We do need to just part ways and get out of that. That ceasefire is very, very fragile. It's on thin ice right now because Netanyahu just marches to the beat of his own drum. He wants to keep doing what he wants to do. Because if he stops, they don't get a win. They don't get the takeover that they want. And all for nothing. So he's not stopping. And Trump could get on there and do mental gymnastics all he wants. This guy's he's not feeling that. So I think we just need to part ways, take our chances, and see what happens. Like, follow, subscribe. Bang that notification. Let's go.